There is no such thing as freedom of choice unless there is freedom to refuse. A wise man proportions his belief to the evidence. Duty and things exists in the mind which contemplates them. When men are most sure and arrogant, they are commonly most mistaken. Nothing is more surprising than the easiness with which the many are governed by the few. It is seldom that liberty of any kind is lost all at once. Slavery has so frightful an aspect to men accustomed to freedom that it must steal upon them by degrees and must disguise itself in 1,000 shapes in order to be received. If God is omnipotent, omniscient, and holy, could whence evil, if God wills to prevent evil but cannot, then he is not omnipotent. If he can prevent evil but does not, then he is not good. In either case, he is not God. All knowledge degenerates into probability. Duty is no quality in things themselves. It exists merely in the mind which contemplates them, and each mind perceives a different beauty. The difference between a man who is led by opinion or emotion and one who is led by reason, the former, whether he will or not, performs things of which he is entirely ignorant, the latter subordinate to no one, and only does those things which he knows to be of primary importance in his life, and which on that account he desires the most, and therefore I call the former a slave, but the latter free. The life of man is of no greater importance to the universe than that of an oyster. Truth springs from argument amongst friends. To hate, to love, to think, to feel, to see, all this is nothing but to perceive. Nothing exists without a cause. The original cause of this universe we call God. No amount of observations of white swans can allow the inference that all swans are white, but the observation of a single black swan is sufficient to refute that conclusion. Nothing appears more surprising to those who consider human affairs with a philosophical eye than the easiness with which the many are governed by the few, and the implicit submission with which men resign their own sentiments and passions to those of their rulers. The greater part of mankind may be divided into two classes, that of shallow thinkers who fall short of the truth, and that of abstruse thinkers who go beyond it. It is not reason which is the guide of life, but custom. A man acquainted with history may in some respect be said to have lived from the beginning of the world, and to have been making continual additions to his stock of knowledge in every century. While we are reasoning concerning life, life is gone. Your corn is ripe today, mine will be so tomorrow. 'Tis profitable for us both that I should labor with you today, and that you should aid me tomorrow. I have no kindness for you, and no, you have as little for me. I will not, therefore, Take any pains upon your account. Here then, I leave you to labor alone. You treat me in the same manner. The seasons change, and both of us lose our harvest for want of mutual confidence and security. It is an absurdity to believe that the deity has human passions, and one of the lowest of human passions, a restless appetite for applause. All power, even the most despotic, rests ultimately on opinion. When men are most sure and arrogant, they are commonly most mistaken, giving views to passion without that proper deliberation which alone can secure them from the grossest absurdities.